Hello.
Hi. Today we are going to be talking about the books that we read in November and December.
Surprise! It's a wrap-up that we haven't done in 2 months.
Yes. So, awesome. Let's get started. I'm Jessica.
I'm Christeena.
And you're watching
Game of Tomes. Just kidding. I'm hijacking this video for a second.
Oh, why? What's happening?
To gift you my beloved Kindle.
What?
But listen, I had full intentions on resetting everything and taking it off of my Amazon account, and I haven't done that yet.
Oh.
So I need to do that before you leave.
Oh. Why would you do that?
Because
it would download, but it would keep the photo,
it'll be linked to my account, so if you buy an Amazon book on your account, you won't be able to get it on there.
So when we switch accounts, will all of your books go away?
No, because now they're on my new Kindle.
Ah. How do you like it?
I really like it.
That's awesome.
My husband got me a Kindle Paperwhite for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Because I wanted one. And so my... Oh, sorry. I haven't
dead.
charged it in forever. I'm so sorry. I was so ill-prepared. I had full intentions on charging it up, getting my account off there for you.
It's fine.
And it just being like, I wanted to wrap it up for you, so you had to open it. And I worked yesterday and I didn't do anything. I worked and then I had a family dinner and then I just...
It's all good.
I was in a rush this morning.
I'm so happy.
So I've gifted Jessica my old dead Kindle. I'm so sorry.
But no, it's great. I've been wanting, because anytime I get a Kindle book, I have to read it on my phone, and I don't like doing that.
Yeah, and Overdrive. Overdrive only uses Kindle.
That's right.
Because you have a Nook.
Yes.
That a friend gave you, and you can't do anything with a Nook.
Right.
I mean, you can, but Kindle is where it's at.
It is.
So, but there's...
I love the buttons.
They do have, because it is not touchscreen whatsoever.
Okay.
Some stuff got spilled on it.
Uh-huh. Oh.
But it still works.
That's perfect.
But it's got this... It's not perfect.
So I can just pour things on it and it'll be fine?
It's yours now.
Just joking.
So...
I'm not going to do that. Thank you. I know this Kindle has been through a lot with you.
My husband gave it to me for Christmas in 2011 when we were together for like a month. And I was like blown away at how thoughtful it was.
Yeah.
When I got him a Black Sabbath vinyl and a dragon chess set. I was so excited. And then his mother-in-law had also got me like an Amazon gift card to go with it and like a charger to go with it. So like they'd all kind of like got together.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, my gifts are really done now.
You never told me that part.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
it was really, really nice.
Yeah.
So it means a lot to me, but you are my best friend and you mean more to me than my Kindle does.
Thank you, sweetheart.
So I'm gifting, I even asked my husband, I said, is it okay if I give her my old Kindle? And he said, oh yeah, that's fine. And I was like, okay. So we are now both in the Kindle family.
You know, our channel name, one of the ones I suggested was Kindle in the Wind.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
remember that?
yeah. I didn't like that one.
No.
No.
You can use it if you want.
Also,
like a candle in the wind. Maybe if you were more of a...
I have a book light to give you as well.
Oh.
That
connects in there?
It slides right here.
Oh, yes. I will not leave without that.
So I broke down and got a Kindle with a light, and I really like it.
But this is supposed to be like good for your eyes, or like better for your eyes?
Yeah, and I can really tell a difference between, it's lit up right now, and I can adjust but I didn't want like a phone screen.
Right, I wouldn't either.
So the thing about it is that, because I researched this, and a Kindle Fire is cheaper than a Kindle Paperwhite, and you can read books on it along with apps and games and things like that. And people were saying that they much prefer to read on their Paperwhite because the lighting is way better for your eyes. it's front lit. And I thought it was back. It's not. It's front lit, and it really is. It doesn't keep me awake when I read it at night, which was a big concern. So,
and there are the distractions of the other apps and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important.
And I can link it to my Goodreads. I linked it to my Goodreads.
Whoa.
So when I click on a book, see my reading list, these are my books that I want to read.
That's neato.
And so when I click on a book to open it up in here, it'll ask if I want to put it on my currently reading shelf on Goodreads. And I was like, that's dope.
That is dope.
So yeah, I'm very, very happy, and I wanted to... It was really hard not to tell you that I got it for Christmas, but I wanted to give that to you on camera.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
I love it.
Good, I'm happy.
I'm so excited.
I'm really sorry it's dead.
Totally fine.
So, you were like, it's dead. Terribly sorry. So yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
I love you.
I love you too. Use it well.
I will. I'll read stuff on it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, so now let's talk about what we've read.
Okay.
In November and December. I read 6 books in 2 months and DNF 2 of them.
I did DNF one, but I read 11 books.
That is amazing.
Yes, it is.
It's crazy. That's a lot.
I read like 2 in November, but
Wow.
December was a banging month for me.
Yeah, dude, you killed it.
Thanks.
9 in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
With the help of audiobooks and
Right, yeah.
2 graphic novels.
2 of mine were graphic novels as well.
And then a small... Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll get
I
there.
completed a total of 4 books in 2 months, and 2 of them were graphic novels I finished this weekend.
She's been busy. My girl's busy.
I'm busy.
Busy. Okay, so at the beginning of November, I finished Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews, and it's become one of my favorite books of all time. It was a masterpiece. It was really beautiful, and I'm so glad that I read it. And after I finished it, I was like, ooh, I need to read the next one, and I did in December, and I guess I'll talk about that later. Should I do it in order? No, I'll just do it now.
Do however you want to do it. Do you want to say what it's about?
Yes.
Just so people know.
So, a tragedy befalls a family. They lose everything that they have. They lose their house. So the mother takes her children to her parents' house, and her parents are evil and lock them away in an attic. And incredibly heartbreaking and sad, but also really beautiful. And I loved it. At the end, I was just ready to go, oh my gosh, what happens next? Even though you could read the first book as its own thing and then just kind of imagine what happens to them kind of ending. But no, she continues on with their story. And I liked the second one, but it got not as good as I went along.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh, this is a 4-star. And then halfway through I was like, gosh, Kathy, you're just making all the worst decisions that you could ever make, and it's understandable because of, you know, what you've been through, but just stop it already. And it was just one bad thing after the bad decision after the other, and then the last page made me angry.
Oh.
Because I was just like, what? No. And I can't talk about it, so, you know, whatever. I want you to read it.
I do want to read it.
Eventually.
Sometime.
Okay. So whenever you want to read it, come to me. But it was a surprising book. I didn't know I was going to like Flowers in the Attic.
Yeah.
But I happen to love it. I may continue on with this series. I think there's like...
Oh, there's more?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, there is. But I don't know. I just felt like that last bit was maybe a little manipulative. It becomes more of a soap opera in the second book than a work of art
Kind of like
that the first book is.
Yeah.
But it was still entertaining.
Right.
So I would recommend Flowers in the Attic. I loved it. Big old fatty book.
Well, it's 2 in 1, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just feels like a
good read. Yeah.
So November and then December.
Cool.
I read that.
Great job.
Thanks, Boo. So, for book club, we read Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. It was a bit middle of the road for me, think I didn't like the writing style, and if you don't know, it's a sci-fi dystopian where the firefighters aren't ones to put out the fires, but they burn down the houses of the people who are discovered to own books.
Burning down the house.
Christeena DNF'd it.
I did. I actually forgot about that one. I read about half of it and DNF'd it. I read it in high school and I loved it, but I read it in one sitting, basically, and it was not a good time for me to read it, and it also just the writing style, man, it just felt really sporadic and all over the place, and it was hard for me to, like, concentrate and, like, focus on it and, like, understand, and so I was like, but...
I'm glad I read it, but I don't think I'll be revisiting this again.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll pick it up again, to be honest. Well, and I think in high school it was more, like, surface level understanding, and it's like, I'm so smart. I read Fahrenheit 451 and loved it. I was really big into, like, reading classics and stuff in high school because I feel like it made me smarter.
More sophisticated.
Yeah. And as an adult, I'm like, ugh. Like, looking back at myself, I'm like, oh, Christeena.
Right. Here's one you DNF'd. The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. I loved this book, and I gave it 4.5 stars. It was recommended to me by my mother, who listened to it and said, you should listen to it, and so I did, and I was very glad. My mother hasn't steered me wrong. And
I DNF'd it because I was listening to it on audio over, like, 2 months, and I was just like, I can't.
You're tired of it?
Yeah, it's just a time thing, and...
Right.
But I did enjoy it, though. And
it's really
I was like 4 hours away from finishing it, but it was a lot longer than I thought it was.
So I want to tell the people about the book.
Yeah.
The Alice Network takes place in 2 timelines. It takes place in the events after the Second World War, and it's about this young woman who is pregnant, and she's looking for her cousin who has gone missing during wartime, and everyone's like, she's dead, forget about her, but she has to know for herself.
Yeah.
And she's unmarried and pregnant, and her relationship is strained with her parents. They want her to get an abortion.
Yeah.
And anyways, her journey. Well, she meets up with this older woman who was a spy in the First World War. She's this hard woman who likes to drink and curse, and she's crass.
And shoot guns.
She's English.
Yeah.
The pregnant woman is American, and she was on her way to Sweden to get the abortion. Anyways, the English woman, Evelyn, you get her time as a spy in the First World War. And you kind of figure out how she's become to be this woman.
Yeah.
Who she is now. Super fascinating. I love the book, and I'm very glad that I read it. Thank you, Mother.
Sorry.
She really wanted us to do a discussion on it.
I know. I think if I could have had more time to dedicate to it, you know what I mean? I could have, because I really was into it.
Yeah.
But then there would be this long period of time in between me listening to it, and then I would, like, slip out of it, and yeah.
I got it on Audible, and Audible has this thing with Reese Witherspoon where she has, like, a book that she picks out every month, and it's like, hey, you should read this. I recommend this book. And so when I got the Alice Network, it was like, oh, you and Reese Witherspoon have great taste. And there was another book on there that I know I really enjoyed, so I think I'm going to check out other Reese Witherspoon books.
Oh, nice. I want to talk about another book I DNF'd.
Okay.
Speaking of which, because I read this one beginning-ish of November. Night Film by Marisha Pessl.
I also DNF'd this, but in October.
Well, and listen, I got so far into this.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really far. And then I was just, like, over it. I was done. It took me a long time to read it. Go figure. It's been taking me forever to read books lately, which is fine. But then I found myself kind of, like, getting tired of the same theme over and over, and I just got tired of the mystery. I get it, I understand, like, the guy's weird, but, like, let's get to the point already.
They're, like, projecting.
So I know there's a lot of people that really do like this, but again, if I had had more time to dedicate to it and actually read it, I think I would have enjoyed it, because I was really into it. But then after, like, a month of reading it, I was like, I'm done.
It could have been a lot shorter.
Yeah. So this is about famous movie director's daughter is found dead of suicide, and this journalist thinks it's not. And so he decides to investigate further into this and into this family who is shrouded in mystery, and no one has seen the director in years in person, and weird things. And that's cool, but eventually I'd like to resolve this. That's it.
Then I read Mark and Leibovits, The Photojournalist. Two women explore the modern world and emotions of individuals. Okay. This book was published in 1970.
I was going to say, it's not very modern anymore.
1974. I got it from our local used bookstore because I am a very big fan of Annie Leibovits, who is most famous for her celebrity portraiture. She now works for, not Vogue. She now works for a very famous magazine. And she used to work for Rolling Stone, and in this book, it was before John Lennon died, so it talks about the first time that she photographed him, and then she also photographed him the day he died, just like 5 hours before he was shot. Him and Yoko. You know the picture where he's naked and she's not, and he's like in the fetal position? I'll insert a photo. She took that photo the day he died.
Yeah.
She also went on tour with the Rolling Stones. I saw some pictures in here that I've never seen before. I did not know of the other artists that it also features in this book, and we got a little bit into her process. It did not talk very much about their personal lives. I didn't really love the writing in it, but I did enjoy some of the information that I got, and looking at the photos that I've never seen was really cool, and I did learn some new things about this woman who I am in awe of. I give this book like 3.5 stars.
Cool.
And then I listened to The Giver by Lois Lowry.
I own that physically, and I have for a while now, and I haven't read it yet.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I picked it up at a local used bookstore.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, back when I worked there.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Last summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is a classic, I want to say young adult, middle grade to young adult, dystopian novel. One that when I was a kid I skipped out on reading because I judged the cover to be not something I would enjoy for some reason. I did that when I was young a lot.
I actually never heard of it until you created book club and somebody had suggested it for book club. I never heard of it.
It takes place in a utopian society where everything's planned out for everyone. There's like a certain class of people who have the babies and the people who raise the babies, and then each year they're in like it's just a very structured, and certain senses are taken away from the people in order to keep them in line, and then it's about this one boy's journey to breaking out of that cycle. The other books of what I've read don't follow his storyline, and so I don't know if I will continue, because this is the one that everyone talks about, kind of in the same way that Flowers in the Attic is. Yeah. Everyone talks about Flowers in the Attic, no one mentions that there's a whole series.
A Wrinkle in Time.
That's right.
That's the same.
Yeah, I'm glad I read it. It was good. I think I would have enjoyed it more as a young person, but I give it 4 stars.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's good.
No, that is good. Yeah. The narrator was very good.
Good.
This will go back to you now.
Okay.
Christeena bought this book for me for our exchange for Christmas. For me to give to someone. Yeah. But I ended up getting my own book.
I did too, actually.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's about World War II, Oak Ridge, Tennessee. It's a nonfiction book. Oak Ridge is an hour away from us.
Yeah, it's like super close.
In World War II, during that time, they had a hand in helping create the atom bomb. They created the fuel for the bomb. I mean, they did have the science in here, but it was mostly about the lives of the women who worked there.
Because it was like a big secret, wasn't it?
It was a big secret. Even the people who worked there, everyone just had what they needed to know, and no one knew what they were producing.
What the other person did either. Oh, okay.
Yes. Anyway, I think it tried to do too much in this book, maybe, because I didn't really connect with any of the real life people at all. It was a little repetitive at times, and so I did switch over to audiobook sometimes, just because I felt like it was dragging a bit.
Right. Help you get through it.
Yeah, because it is very long.
It is, actually, yeah.
But it did make me want to go to Oak Ridge. They have tours there.
Really?
Yeah, where you can go and see the place in like a museum and all this stuff. And I would really like to go and see what it's all about because I've never been there.
I haven't either.
Which it seems like something they should have taken us to in high school.
A field trip. Yeah, in school. I think that would have been... Because, okay, here's the thing. I didn't even know there was a plant in Oak Ridge until, like, in my 20s as an adult.
Oh, wow.
And so I never knew that this existed, this happened. Like, here in our home state, like, an hour away, you know? I mean, it's crazy. So, yeah, we should... In the summer, let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then we could vlog it. I think that would be really cool.
That sounds really great.
Yeah.
At the end, the president mentions Oak Ridge, Tennessee, like on television, or was it the radio? I don't know. And
I didn't know that either.
And everyone's like, "Oh, that's what we've been doing this whole time." Like the people that lived there didn't even know, and they were being discriminated by the local people because they were just like not trusting them and like, what are you doing, and things are going in and nothing's coming out and what's going on, and they didn't even know,
and the people are like, we don't know,
they can't talk about it, and
it's just a job.
And then the president mentions them and everyone does like a 180 on the thing, and
and then they're like, oh, yay.
Right. Great bombs,
good job, girls.
and guys,
and
here you go. Thank you.
Interesting. Is this an actual picture?
Yeah.
Cool. That is an actual picture. Well, I meant like, you know, it's not artist rendered. It's like...
No. 'Cause I'm only human.
I read this too.
Yes, you did. This month? Or in November or December?
November. Yes.
Oh, we can both
November
talk about it
8th. Yes.
We listened to Only Human, number 3 in the Themis Files by Sylvain Nouvel. I give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars.
That's what I gave it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed this book the most out of the whole series.
I did not. I enjoyed the first one the most.
I like this book because there was a lot of extraterrestrial activity.
Yeah, you get a lot of answers in this one.
The audiobook is a full cast. So,
which is great, yeah.
It's great.
All of them are like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They replaced a few people, recast a few people. They recast the woman who played the young girl, which you could tell she was like putting on this little girl voice, and it was kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, I didn't like the narrator in the second one for her either, though.
No.
She really got my nerves.
And the next one, in this last one, the girl they recast her with had a straight up New York accent, and she's supposed to be from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And the accent was just like, she was like, here's an accent. And it was just not the right one.
Okay, the thing I didn't like about this book, the second one leaves off at a very, like, climactic moment.
Yeah.
And then I expected this one to pick up exactly where it left off, and it didn't. There's like a big time gap of like years.
Well, I think there was...
And I didn't... I mean, they kind of go back and cover some things.
No, they do.
Yeah.
There's a time jump. And then it goes back and fills you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a little let down by that. But yeah, they do go back and fill you in. So it's...
I did like that part because my favorite parts of this book were the parts where they filled you in there.
Yeah, because it kind of goes back and forth from like interviewing present time and reviewing what happened to actually going back and like reliving that time.
Right. So the fact that it was spread throughout the book, I liked.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I finished the series. I'm glad that the series is over. Also, it was a little middle of the road. But I did like the story. Just the execution was just mediocre.
For me, it just went like... I liked the first one the best, and then it just went a little downhill. But I think I did like this one better than the second one, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like this one the best out of the 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So I read The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. I actually listened to this one on Audible. The narrator was excellent, and he did the voices, and there's like this mean guy, and he does like really deep creepy voice very well.
Ooh.
And it was very enjoyable. I listened to this because my mother recommended it to me also. So thank you, Mom. I gave this one a solid 5 stars.
Wow. You know, I actually wouldn't have pictured you or your mom being Stephen King fans.
My mom loves Stephen King.
Oh, cool. I read a lot of him in high school.
You did. And I have read maybe 4 or 5 of his books, and I liked most of them. Mm-hmm. This one is my favorite King so far. The surprising thing about this is that it is a classic fantasy novel. And it doesn't even read like a Stephen King. Like, if I had read this, and I would never have guessed it was him writing it. It takes place in medieval times. There is a prince who is wrongly accused of a crime and locked away in a tower. There's this evil worm tongue from Lord of the Rings type character who is kind of controlling the king. The city falls to pieces while the rightful king is locked away. Anyway, I was just totally surprised that this was a King novel, and I loved it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I was
Is it
sitting
mind
here
blown?
trying to like, Stephen King didn't write a horror novel? That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild, because I was going to ask you before you said that, because I don't know what it's about. I was going to say, how was it on the thriller horror level?
Right.
But like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So Samantha Leanne told me that this is part of a series, the Dark Tower series.
Oh yeah,
I've
heard of that.
I know nothing about the Dark Tower series. But
I don't know anything about it either.
I'm going to look into it because I really enjoyed this book and see what that's all about.
Cool.
I haven't done that yet.
Wow. Awesome. In November, I finished An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I gave it 3.5 stars. We did a review and discussion on it.
Yeah,
did
we did.
Not?
Yes, we
did. So I won't really go into detail, but yeah, I enjoyed it, and a little surprisingly so.
Yeah, me too.
So, because I didn't really expect to like it as much as I did, I guess. Because again, when I hear about it, I'm like, meh, you know?
I did think I would like this because of how, like, the buzz that was going on around the book.
Yeah.
And because I knew it was sci-fi, and I like sci-fi.
Which, I don't know. Maybe it's because John Green always writes, like, contemporary books. I was kind of surprised to learn that it was sci-fi.
I would say a contemporary sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah. Spot on. Spot on.
Urban.
So, it's about this art student. Is she still in school? No, she graduated.
Yeah.
I did that in the review, too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A
young adult woman
Uh-huh.
who has a job and is into art,
Right?
graphic
Design.
things. Yes. And she stumbles upon this big,
What she thinks is a statue.
like, robot-esque
Right.
thing.
And makes a video with her friend, and becomes a viral sensation. And it has a lot to do with social media and becoming famous through, YouTube and whatnot. Which Hank has a lot to say on the subject.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Did we do it?
Yep.
Alright, so I read Saga, Volume 9 by Brian K. Vaughan and illustrated by Fiona Staples. 5 out of 5 stars.
I saw your Instagram story, so...
It was heart-wrenching.
Okay, listen, when I gave her this for Christmas, we also want to point out, we thought this was
That's right.
their daughter. It is not.
No, it's Petrichor.
Yeah, I totally forgot that she existed. And
She's a great character.
I feel real dumb. Because I was like, no, that's her.
Right.
Look, that's her.
That's Hazel grown up. But no, it's not.
No.
And I was halfway through, and then I saw Petrichor in this outfit, and I was like, oh, that's who it is.
Yeah, she texted me that, and I was like, why did we say that?
Yeah, fair.
But that's okay.
Yes. We make mistakes. Anyway, yes, take it. She's gonna borrow it.
I don't know if I'm ready for this. Because the last one left off like, what? My jaw just popped. It kind of hurt. What? The last one was crazy. So,
Also, we have a 45-minute long video where we go through each and every
oh my god, we did do that.
volume of Saga.
Yeah.
So
and we
maybe
show our favorite artwork in that too. That was
do.
fun.
Maybe we should do a small video where we discuss Saga Volume 9 if
Yeah.
you want to do that.
Yeah, I
after
think that'd
you
be
finish
dope.
it.
We can do that next weekend.
Okay.
Okay, so then I finally
Yes.
read The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl by Squirrel Power.
Squirrel Power.
So it says at the bottom. North, Henderson, and Renzi. So, Jessica got me this for my birthday back in July. And so I finally read it. And guys, I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4.5 stars.
Wow.
Because it was so funny.
Really?
It is so funny.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, she's just so herself and unapologetically herself. And peppy and punny.
Uh-huh.
And it just, I was like, oh, I'm down for this. I don't understand anything about Marvel or superheroes. I don't
I thought you were going to say squirrels.
keep up with that.
Uh-huh.
But I really, really enjoyed this.
Can I borrow it?
Yes. I think you would like it. It was just so lighthearted.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed it. And they talk about one of the letters, this is not really spoilery, they talk about her look and how she's not like a thin little wisp of a Supergirl.
Uh-huh.
And the artist, she was like, this is just how I've seen her. She's not your normal, like, gorgeous, stunning. She's got buck teeth. Teeth. She has, like, squirrel teeth and a tail and big thighs, and she's a woman,
muscular.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like that a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, it was really funny. I really did enjoy it.
I'm excited to read this now.
Because there were a lot of times where I was reading it and I looked up and just started laughing to explain to my husband what was going on. He has no interest, but I was like, look at this! Look at this! Because it's just, I didn't expect it to be funny, but it's like punny funny,
Right.
and I love that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. I enjoyed it so much, but
Great.
yeah.
Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Of course, thank you for getting it for me.
You're welcome. So last night, I got my greasy hands on.
Oh, yeah. My hands are a little sweaty right now, so I don't want to
Sweaty, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I read, it's not volume 1. There are multiple volumes in here.
It's like the bind up.
12 or something. Yeah, it's a bind up.
I really like the cover, though.
The Wicked and the Divine by Gillen McKelvey Wilson Cowles. I give this 3 stars, I think. It was good. I like this. The premise is interesting. The execution is not great. Like the story is not like amazing. The artwork is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I do like the premise a lot, and I was entertained by it. But it's no Saga, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Megan Unthink from Tom Infinity let me borrow it, so thank you very much. I will return this to you at book club. I do like how shiny it is.
It is shiny. We read the first one for our book club a while back, and I wanted to read it for so long. The premise is that every
90 years,
these gods come back to Earth, and
they inhabit a body of a young person. They live for 2 years, and then they die, and then they come back 90 years later as rock gods.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, kind of silly, but fun. And the very end was a surprise and a half. So I do want to continue, but I won't be buying these for myself.
Yeah. I remember being a little disappointed with the first one.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy the artwork. I really liked the artwork.
Yes.
But the storyline, yeah, I was kind of confused sometimes as well. So
Right. That's the last one I'm going to talk about.
I have one more.
Okay.
And that is Bitch Planet. It is by Taconic, Delandro, Wilson IV, Peter, and Cowles. Sorry, it's book 1. I gave this 5 stars.
Yes!
And I really want to buy the next one.
Ooh!
And I think I will be collecting these for myself because
Great.
it was so good. And the artwork, it's rated M for mature for a very good reason.
Okay.
It is about these women who are non-compliant, and thus the father forsakes them, which is Earth, and they are sent to a planet to, it's
A planet?
yes,
Okay.
a whole separate planet, and it's if you're too fat, if you're too thin, if you're too black, if you're too white, I mean, like, anything, if you're too sexual or anything, you know, so it's kind of one of those kind of like women oppressed kind of things, but like, it's so good. It's really good. I really, really like it a lot.
I'm so glad.
And
We've been wanting to read it for so long.
Yeah. The end, I was like, I want the next one.
Oh.
So I feel like there wasn't a lot as far as plot goes. It was just kind of more like, here's the world, and here's kind of what we're leading up to. You know what I mean? So I'm really want the second one.
Uh-huh.
And I really like the artwork. I'm not going to show you any because a lot of it is rated R.
Oh.
There's a lot of boobies, a lot of naked women in it.
Uh-huh.
So there is one penis. And so, you know, be aware that, you know, it is rated M for mature. It also says that in the beginning, in the front somewhere, which I was really surprised because I haven't seen...
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah. Thank you, Sue, from Spine Breakers, because we first heard about it from her, like...
And Megan, right?
And Megan, yeah. Months ago, last year.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it was dope. Definitely lived up to it.
Like a spine breaker. She's going to let me borrow it.
It is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love sharing a library with you.
I love it too.
It's my favorite.
I'm probably going to read this today.
Yeah, I was just thinking I might pick one of those up today if I can.
Well, and they were so different. I read Squirrel Girl, and then I immediately went to pick up Bitch Planet, but like, I just put it down because I was like, I'm going to wait till the next day because they're so vastly different that, you know, I wanted to, like...
Clean slate.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's what we've read the last 2 months.
Yay! This video is 41 minutes long, or we might talk about what we're currently reading.
I'm currently reading the same thing. Royal Assassin. I've been reading it since November 12th. I found out today. And today is December 30th. Yes, it is. December 30th. So, there's that. But I'm still really enjoying it.
Good.
And I got it on Kindle when I got my new Kindle. And that's really helped me trying to knock it out.
Awesome. Since you went there, I will.
Sorry.
My husband and I, we started reading Fever Dream by George R.R. Martin together, which we haven't done in a long time. It is a vampire novel that's set along the Mississippi River on a steamboat back in the 1800s.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This book was published before he started writing...
Game of Tomes. The Song of Ice and Fire.
You just said Game of Tomes.
Oh!
It's not as good as that.
Right.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it.
Good.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. When you play the Game of Tomes,
You read or you die.
come be our friends. Social media links in the description below.
And we hope you're reading a great book.
Bye.
Bye. You know what I just realized? We put a bulb in that. We didn't even turn it on.
Oh yeah. Turn it on real quick and see how it is.
Which way?
Oh yes, that makes a big difference.
Oh my gosh!
Uh-huh.
I like glanced at it when I was talking.
Don't do that.
I already did.
We should use it next time.
Lost, what felt like it all in a game. Every man I've measured out to hurt me before I could ever feel safe.